Have you ever felt like your emotions are a storm you can't control? Like joy turns into euphoria, frustration explodes into rage, or sadness swells into despair? If so, you might be experiencing emotional dysregulation, and it's more common than you think. Emotional dysregulation is when your feelings feel too intense, unpredictable, or unmanageable. Psychologist Marsha Linehan, creator of dialectical behavior therapy, DBT, explains, emotional dysregulation occurs when individuals experience emotions more intensely and for longer periods than average, making it difficult to respond appropriately. In simpler terms, your emotional thermostat is set too high. Your brain reacts strongly to stimuli, both positive and negative, and your body responds as if every situation is urgent or dangerous. This doesn't mean you're weak or overreacting. It's a biological and psychological reality. Our limbic system, especially the amygdala, processes emotional information and can sometimes override the rational thinking of the prefrontal cortex, making feelings feel uncontrollable. In high-intensity situations, your brain prioritizes survival over reason. From my perspective, emotional dysregulation is like driving a car with a powerful engine but faulty brakes. You feel everything fully, but it can overwhelm your life if you don't have strategies to regulate it. Linehan's work highlights that emotional dysregulation often arises from a combination of biological sensitivity and environmental factors, such as childhood invalidation, trauma, or chronic stress. People who grew up in unpredictable or emotionally neglectful environments often learn to react intensely because their nervous system is conditioned to stay alert. Other psychologists, like John Gottman, who studied emotions in relationships, emphasize the social cost. Emotional flooding can impair judgment, communication, and connection. Understanding your triggers is essential for healthy relationships. Think about it this way. If your emotions feel like a wildfire, regulation strategies act as fire breaks, tools to slow the spread and regain control. Some of the most effective strategies include mindfulness and observing emotions. Linehan emphasizes noticing emotions without judgment. Labeling feelings reduces their intensity and helps you respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. Breathing and grounding techniques. Slow, deep breaths signal safety to your nervous system, activating the parasympathetic system to calm the body. Distress tolerance skills. When emotions spike, sometimes the goal isn't to eliminate them, but to survive them safely. For example, using grounding exercises or physical activity to release built-up tension. Cognitive reappraisal. Psychologist Beck, founder of cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, suggests reframing thoughts to change emotional reactions. Shifting perspective can reduce emotional intensity. Healthy expression. Journaling. Talking to a trusted friend or creative outlets like art or music allows safe release and processing of feelings. People with emotional dysregulation often feel guilty, ashamed, or isolated because they compare themselves to others who seem calm or in control. But the truth is, emotions are energy, and for some, that energy is naturally stronger. Learning to channel it rather than suppress it is the key to thriving. It's also worth noting that emotional dysregulation isn't inherently pathological. High emotional sensitivity can lead to deep empathy, creativity, and passion when managed effectively. The challenge is not to flatten your emotions, but to regulate them so they serve you, not overwhelm you. Emotional dysregulation doesn't make you broken. It makes you human, with a nervous system that feels deeply and a brain wired to survive. Understanding it is the first step to harnessing your emotional power instead of being controlled by it. In the end, emotional regulation is a skill, not a trait. Therapy, mindfulness, and consistent practice can train your brain and body to respond instead of react. Over time, you learn that emotions, even intense ones, can guide your choices, deepen relationships, and fuel growth instead of dictating chaos. Subscribe for more psychology insights, mental health strategies, and practical tools to understand your mind, master your emotions, and live fully.